everyone is focusing on the wrong thing. As Charles Bukowski said, stop trying. When we think of good writing, we think of good prose, the right words for the occasion, to describe your inner feelings, to say what you actually mean, to say it in a way that people cannot misinterpret you. Poetically phrased, fully formed sentences, wonderfully crafted paragraphs, saying it exactly right. Writing good prose is a skill in and of itself. If you want world-class writing, sure, you want the exact right words. But the truth is that most people will not be able to do that, and they don't have to. So when we focus on prose, when we indulge our writer fantasy, many people get frustrated. The simple fact of the matter is that most people do not have a knack for language, and they are not very good at finding the right words for a particular situation. The good news, however, is that anyone can write well if you focus on structure. If you've never been taught, there's no way you could have known this. So in this video, I'm gonna demystify structure for you. I'm Sean Buckles, I'm an online publisher, and after publishing 1 million words, I've learned the fundamentals that allow anyone to write well. If you're interested in that, stay tuned. I cannot give you money, but I can give you the skills that have made me money. So if you like that approach, like the video. Thank you, God bless America. So what is structure? What does that mean? What does structure mean? Well, it's a simple thing, and structure is nothing more than the organization of your information. 80% of good writing is organizing your information well. When you organize something, you need to pull it all out first. Let's do it right now. Let's organize something. So I throw this all out, and there's a load of rubbish in here. So there's markers, and there's pens, and there's scissors, more markers, and what I'm doing here is I'm organizing it. So I'm putting all the markers and all the, how do you call these in English? Stiften, they are called in Dutch. Well, markers, stiften, pens, fountain pens, ballpoints, fountain pens, gel pen, and then we order it in order of importance. So what we do is the pens that we use the most and the tools we use the most go at the front. So the scissors and the fountain pens, and then perhaps the markers, and then the stiften, the gel pens, and these ballpoints, no use for them at all. Structure is just organizing information. We know perfectly well how to organize something. Organizing text and words is no different. You simply throw all the words on your desk by putting it all down to paper. And once you have all the information, you start categorizing it. So, this information belongs with this information. That information belongs with that information. If you put it all down on the page and then reorganize the sentences to go together and then determine what the most important information is. So what is the thing you need first to understand the subject? Simply put that first. If you simply start your texts with the most important information first, your writing will be 10 times better instantly. Nothing else you need to do, but you need to figure out what the most important information is. So how do you do that exactly? Well, good texts, good writing is always very focused. It always focuses on one main question, one single idea, and one main answer. But Sean, there are many sub-questions to each main question, right? Yeah, that is correct. That's absolutely the case. And the way to tackle that is exactly the same as with the main question. You have a sub-question, you throw all the information about that sub-question on the table, then you take the most important information and you front load it. You put it first. You start with the answer to the sub-question and then the reasoning, then all the less important argument. Then you organize the sub-questions on a meta level in the same way. So what is the most important sub-question to the main question? And what are the less important sub-questions? And you start with the most important sub-question. If you do this at every level of the text, the writing will be magnificent. I guarantee it. and anyone can do it, because you are able to organize your pens, you are able to organize your desk. So why not your text? It's really that simple. Let's apply a little bit of inception to this video. The single idea of this video is demystifying structure. The main question, the single question I try to answer here is how you can structure your text easily. And the single main answer is the same way you do your pens. So some information is more important than other information, and in design we would emphasize this by making it bigger and bolder and another color. And in writing it's much the same way. We're going to emphasize the tools, the information that is important to us. Whenever you think this sentence, this answer is the main information, the main course of this text, put it at the top, make it bigger, emphasize it. So in writing, we want to emphasize it by front-loading it, by putting it first. If you simply start your text with the most important information, your writing will be 10 times better instantly. That's the only thing you'll need to do, is figuring out what is the most important information and putting that first. And you can apply that to all sorts of texts. With an email, start in the subject line with "This is what I want you to do." There are many ways to structure text. It's more of an art than an exact science, but don't be startled by the art part. So simple structures would be to split a text into 3 parts. And with the email example, it would go something like this. Request, I want you to do this, that, or the other. The reason, I need you to do this because I have something coming up. And the logistics, I need you to do it by this and this day. I need it in this and this format. Thank you very much. And then any necessary pleasantries. The same goes with longer texts, with proposals and reports and stuff like that. This is the scope of our project. This is what we are aiming to do. This is why we want to do it. And these are the logistics, the details of how we are going to achieve the result. So structure isn't this mystical thing. It is not a fleeting creature. You can grab it by the balls and you can use it yourself easily without any effort at all. You just simply need to decide to structure. Simply start with the 3-part structure. Simply recognize that any structure is better than no structure at all. And this came up while I was writing my guide on how to write well. And if you're interested in that guide, you can download it at no cost to you at onepenshow.com/secrets. And it will explain to you in detail how to write 10 times better without any effort, just by knowing these simple fundamentals. Well, they are not simple, they are advanced. Most people don't actually decide to structure their text. Well, they try to do it, but they are not very methodical about it. I wasn't very methodical about it. And once I started organizing my texts the same way I would organize a shelf or a kitchen cabinet or my desk, once I started to apply hierarchy to the information and the lines and the phrases, once I did that, everything fell into place. And when everything falls into place, people will read your text and understand it. There will be some method to the madness. It will be clear what their eyes should be drawn to. It will be easy to digest. It will be easy to read. And that, my friend, makes all the difference. If you didn't know this, it's not your fault. We don't get taught how to write properly. And this leaves many people frustrated with their process, with their writing, not knowing where to start. And if you are similarly frustrated with your writing, go and watch this video next. It will help you figure out why that's the case and how to overcome it. Really do it. Click it now.